Say hey to everybody. Check in. Where I get some time to talk. Um, I've been having some real drastic times, y'all. Um, more than ever, I've been trying to get people to um be honest and see what I see. And I have to be honest and say that, because God is really showing me that it's not for these people to see. Okay. Even if it's going to help them. Okay. And I noticed that me being around these people, I have to be very clear on my reaction to what they do, how they live their lives, and as well as how I want to live my life. Because if you are around, y'all, hair all frizzled out up. Sorry, y'all. I went and exercised today because I was like, I'm not gonna miss not another day of going to the gym, y'all. I've been very lackadaisical, been very, I don't know, just overwhelmed with a lot of energy, a lot of sorrow, a lot of anxiety, just with a lot of things that are going on that I feel that are out of my control. Well, I know that are out of my control, but I have to deal with it. And so, because of that, I've been just so adamant about, telling my family and friends to prepare and to get themselves ready and, things that will help you for the long run that you don't really look at, because I know a lot of them haven't been looking at things, it took me a minute to go and go this route because I never envisioned. Hold on, y'all. I just want to turn this way. Okay. I never envisioned that I would be going through this in my lifetime. Now, I knew that I was created for such a time as this. I've seen some of this. I won't get into detail about that. But a lot of things are, let me put this halfway because I can hear the echo. A lot of things are changing in our time frame. This is one of the the largest things that's happening around the globe. Hi there. I'm fine. How are you, Point Parker? Thank you for everyone that tuned in. But I hope you guys are enjoying what I have to say. So thank you. But like I said, I've been just trying to open my mouth and just, give out the information that I have learned so far. This is going to be one of the greatest things that are going to go down in history in our time. I sub. Thank you so much for subscribing. And so me dealing with the situations that I'm dealing with the whole mental health avenues, I'm seeing it firsthand, what ledgers they're putting our information on, our healthcare information on. A lot of people don't want to talk about that, but it's to the point where you have to. I've seen it for myself. They literally told us, "Hi, good evening from Brazil. Hi there." They literally told us that we were going to be on a ledger. So it's a great thing that I literally that you subscribe from Brazil. I was in Brazil, I want to say a couple of months ago, and it actually brought me to what I'm going to talk about now. Um they had a thing where they put some of their land on a ledger. If anyone knows what a ledger is, it's like an electronic roadway, some of the things that they're trying to do with the system around the globe. This is global. This is not something that's just happening in the States or happening in Brazil or happening in Canada or happening in Japan. It is happening all around the globe, y'all. And so I saw that and I was like, "Oh my god, this is real, but it's never going to hit us. It's got some time before it hits us." But then I retracted because I remember last year when I worked at a hospital. Some of you guys know that I work in with people who have mental illness, autism, schizophrenia, things like that. And I remember them talking about talking about the Hedera network. And it sounded so interesting to me. So I started doing research on it. I really like it because it was very secure. It dealt with healthcare information. It was another thing that they talked about, and I won't really get deep into that. But it was another ledger that they talked about that London is actually on right now. And so knowing this, you know that people won't tell you what's going on until the last minute. Okay? Why? Because a lot of people don't want unnoticed conflict, okay, or unnoticed chaos. Okay? Chaos is organized when it's chaos organized is something um is better than unorganized chaos. I'll say that. And so if people know that this is definite, I'm sure they wouldn't be going around every day not trying to put themselves in a better position. Too bad I don't understand anything at all. That's okay. At least you're listening and trying. Sometimes it's not going to come right off the bat. It's not going to come, you know, um to you right off the back. It might come a little bit later and you can just tap in. You're not late. You're right on time because they haven't changed anything yet. Um and so what? All right. Okay. Yeah, I try to look at the comments, and yeah, some of y'all weird. But thank you for everyone who acts like a normal human being. Okay. Um, so any old hoot, y'all. I look on the network, I see that what it's about, and I end up learning more and more about this. So I try to tell, people that are around, just give them a little hint. And a lot of people are still stuck on being fearful of the unknown instead of educating themselves. Okay? If you know something is coming and headed your way and it might destroy you, wouldn't it be better to prepare and get yourselves to be on top of it so that you will be better able to equip, better more equipped to handle the situation. And so yeah, I just been trying to, give a little bit of information. I've always dropped nuggets on growing your own food. I've been growing my food for a couple of years now at my home. So hopefully that answers your answer. Um and yeah, I've always grown my food. I've always done those things. Um and so now a lot of people are faced or are going to be faced with more issues, are going to be faced with more issues than a little, especially um in the country that I live in. Thank goodness I live in a country that is more dealing with agriculture. And it deals with a lot of things. I don't know why it took so long for my light to go out, y'all. Just jipping and yapping. I need to go check that. But anywho, it doesn't mean that I'm better than anyone, or whoever caught on to what's going on around us is better than anyone. We just have more time to prepare and to help others in their journey. Hello to everyone who has joined in. So that's what I've been doing. I've been dropping nuggets. I'm not telling people to, you know, um drop everything that they're doing, but a lot of lifestyle changes are going to happen. I'm just so fortunate that I went through this process years ago, and God showed me like, hey, there's a different way to live. And now I'm on another end, and it's good for me. And so um didn't pay the bill. They cut off the power. I don't know what that means. Trajozuki 251, I don't know. Hi Giovanni. That was more, I don't know if that's Chinese or Japanese, but it was M4E. Hello. Good morning. But um yeah, a lot of people are reluctant to see what is going on. And it's built by design that way, because if everyone was in tune to what is going on, then guess what? There would be less control. Okay, there will be less control. Um and so I'm learning that I have to let people be. All I'm supposed to do is say a couple of words, keep encouraging, and keep going. And to understand that I'm not in control of everything, but to be a good steward over what I am in control over. Um okay, let's see. How much do you weigh? Billy X. I weigh 164. I just got finished doing an acting segment that I had to do a weigh in because I had to gain some weight. So I am 164. So that's how I know. I don't know why is that important. You don't speak any Portuguese at all? No. I don't speak Portuguese. I speak French, Creole, and Spanish. And Spanish. So, but no, I'm not Portuguese. I would love to learn Portuguese because it has a lot. But let's see. Jameson, are you homeless? No, I'm not homeless. Um, actually, I'm definitely not homeless. I probably will be the opposite of homeless. But I once was homeless. I once was homeless, so um yeah. Let's see. I think those are all the questions. But anyhow, let me get back to my story. All right. So I've been dropping nuggets. And I noticed that some people don't want to get it. Some people are in this whole phase of it's me, 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 let the good times roll. Other people are like they're in distraught chaos time. A lot of people that I known have lost their six-figure jobs. I had three friends that worked for Oracle. You guys haven't seen anything about Oracle. Yeah, and they were very good workers. They've been there for quite a while, like since we graduated college. And so, um yeah. Yeah, they lost their jobs, and some don't know what they're going to do. Others prepared themselves to pivot. Okay? That was something that I had to learn to do, and it has worked tremendously for me. So, that's why I had a real good feeling of why this person walked that way. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I saw this person walking towards my car. Don't know why. I don't know why, because he had no reason to. But he would have got the spaghetti blown off the back of his head, y'all. Y'all would have seen it right alive. But anywho, like I said, I've been dropping nuggets. A lot of people are not listening. Some people are trying to learn the knowledge. A lot of people are just turning it down. They're trying to do traditional ways of getting themselves prepared, or just thinking that just everything is the same. When we know it's not. When we know it's not. And so, like I said, I had to learn how to be okay. How to be okay with letting people go. People that you love and care for suffer. Because they chose to suffer, y'all. They chose to. Whenever you say no to something and you don't want to learn it, you can't force anybody. I can't force anybody to learn the knowledge that I learned. If someone would have tried to force me to learn this, I would have went the other way too. So I just have to drop the nuggets. Drop the nuggets when I can, and I keep moving. Another thing about this is that while you're trying to help people, some people don't believe. This is what I have seen for myself. Some people don't believe that you could do great things or things better than them or what they thought you could be. Y'all, sorry about that. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to go and take that call. That was my nephew, because I have to go and go get them from work. And so, anywho, some people don't want you to have the knowledge. They want all the knowledge to come from them. Or if it doesn't come from somebody that they admire or they respect, they're not going to listen to it. They're not going to go and deep dive, okay? They're expecting you to have something negative to say, something, not fulfilling, not something that's not going to nourish them. And you have to understand, I have to understand that it is okay. It is okay. Okay? Sometimes God wants you to understand that, because when the blessing come, it's for you. Hold on, y'all. Let me put this light back on. When that blessing come, it is for you. It is for you and you only. Okay? Um, so yeah. It's for you and you only. And if you try to pull somebody with you, they're gonna drag you down. Yeah. They're gonna drag you down. Perfect example of this. I literally had this in my family that just happened. Excuse me. Just happened 3 weeks ago. I have a cousin who is no longer here. She was going to school with someone who was her supposedly her best friend, who took her life. Okay, they took her life just because she was trying to help them. Just trying to help them. And she said that why did she have to get it all? Okay? You're gonna run into some stuff like that. And how do I know about this? I know about this because I've lived it before. I've lived it before by working and getting certain things, making making different milestones or achieving different milestones, and people who you are around, you don't think of them as different. You thinking that since they've been around you, they're encouraging you, they're saying nice words, but in reality they're thinking in your head, then you're not going too far, you don't know anything, you are a dummy. They're thinking just like that. Okay, and you have no clue. I had to learn this. Okay, but they'll listen to the person who don't respect them, who don't want the best for them, and tell them that they respect them, just for them to give them some fictitious information that's not going to help them, and they'll follow it all the way through. Okay, they are just people who are destined, who are like that. So I had to come to the conclusion and learn and let people be who they are. Don't resent them, don't resent the situation. You know, I thank God for the opportunity to still to share what I learned, what I saw in my travels. You know, and I've seen the difference of how I maneuver and how it changed my life. Going to Brazil and seeing those things on the ledger showed me that things were true. I was going in the right direction. Going to Japan and seeing things on a ledger and seeing people live differently showed me that I was in the right direction. Showed me a different side and different things that are going on. And to know the direction that I'm going in is the right direction. Is the right direction. So now I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of sharing my truth, sharing what's going on, and also um being okay when the people that you love and care for are not with you. When you have abandonment issues, like I did before, I had things dealing with that because my dad was always getting deported, my mom dealing with her issues. You will have those things where you kind of want people around. And I can stand on my own to do things, and I like to do things privately because people don't. I'm very hyper vigilant because people don't stand around me when I want to succeed. If I'm falling down and I'm helpless, people just love to do that. But when I'm achieving great things, which I usually do, that's when people start standing back from you. And so um I'm learning to allow people to be where they're at and where I met them, leave them where I met them at. You know, everybody can't come with you. So that's what I learned. The other thing is, don't be sad when things go in the direction and these people are suffering. I'm telling y'all right now, I don't feel bad for somebody that I went and voiced and tried to open my mouth. You pray to God that somebody else, God sending somebody else their way and help them so that they can see. Because even if you don't if they don't get it through you, at least they get it through someone else. But if they don't, I don't feel bad. Okay, I don't feel bad because I did what I needed to do. And if they couldn't hear it and God couldn't get to them, who am I? Who am I? I'm understanding my lane. That's staying in my lane, okay? So that's what I've been doing. Even dealing with my family and my mother and all of that. I'm learning how to stay in my lane. Okay? Speaking on that, I want to give y'all some more insight on that too. I told you guys before that I had loved ones that were really going against me as far as getting my mom out of this mental hospital. Okay. And some of them had good points, but they didn't know the full story. Others really, they were just trying to cause chaos. They just live in chaos. Okay. Um, and I can be the first to admit that some of my family, they love chaos. They don't want to get better. And they'll cause chaos. They'll have chaos in their life, and they want to start chaos in everybody else around their life. Okay. And so with that has been a lot of struggles. And when I say a lot of struggles, it's more paperwork, crossing my T's and dotting my I's, making sure that I have everything on the up and up. I record everything. Everything that is spent, everything that is sent to my mom, recorded, documented. Um, my finances, making sure that my finances are, together and up to par, because when you look for guardianship or things like that, they look at your expenses too. Um, the jobs that I want to do, I'm very careful as to what jobs that I take now. I usually would take any kind of job to fill in or whatever, but the assignments that I do, very, it makes a difference where I go. Okay, people have been so disruptive to my life to the point where they will see me close or near to something that I don't even share interest with, and try to put me in a scenario, try to create a scenario, try to create a scenario for my downfall. So I have to be careful with that. Everything that I do, and it's gotten me to, live more, I want to say cautiously, because I used to be like more of a rebel and free spirited, go here, go there. But I see when you're dealing with forces or people that vices that against you, and they're trying to form things or form negative scenarios about you, you have to be proactive, because most people don't know you. They go based off of what they see. And even though a lot of the things they see are illusions or something that they made up, if it's pieced really well, it can go over. We've seen that in history, in every country, every scenario, every uh form of life, where something looked as if it was true and real, and people held it as truth until they found out that it wasn't. And so in order to be proactive, you got to understand that you can't do that. I can't do that. I have to, sorry y'all, I got to go and pick some people up. But you can't you can't go based off of that. You can't go based off of that at all. Okay? I have to be proactive with my life, with my dealings, who I connect with, when I connect with. You might want to hang out with somebody, but you can't hang out with them because they hang out with somebody who has a bad reputation. That's to the point where I'm at right now. Okay? I have to cover my bases at all times, because there are people who really don't want me to succeed in life. Didn't believe it. I didn't believe it at all, but I believe it. Okay. I believe it, and I know it to be true now. Um, my trunk ain't even open, so I don't even know why these lights ain't on. Okay, there we go. But I know it to be true now, and so, you know, because of that, I keep myself on guard. Because of that, I um look out for what are they doing? So weird. I look out for what is going on with me. I'm very cautious as to where I go. Okay. Not to say that I'm a hermit, because a lot of people want you to be a hermit so they can say, "Oh yeah, this person isn't going out. They're losing their mind. They'll do that to you too." Okay. But you just got to keep going on, and you got to be cautious. You know. Another thing that people will do that I'm experiencing, they will try to put people close to you and cause, because they know that you're not trying to cause chaos, you want peace. They'll put people around you that you probably wouldn't say no to, and try to um have them to have the chaos come to you that way. And so uh that's what I'm dealing with right now. A lot of people who grew up in chaos, and they're using other loved ones to bring that to you. And so that's why I'm telling y'all what I'm learning as I go through it. Don't be afraid. Do not, and I promise you, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid of them, of letting go of these people, getting them out of your way, and don't be afraid of when it is time to release them. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid whatsoever, y'all. I guarantee you, don't be afraid. Because if God took care of you, God can take care of them too. Just a lot of people haven't surrendered. They haven't surrendered yet. You know. And how can they be better if they're not open to seeing better? Better is always around you. Better is always around you. I don't give a care what storm you're going around. Better is always around you. It's always the mindset. And if their mindset isn't changed, why do you think that uh why do you think that you could change it for them? Okay? Like I said, excuse me. Like I said, I came around a lot of people. Some of the people who want me to not even be on this planet, and I thought they really cared for me, and they really are just you know blatantly out of their mouths telling other people that they wish for my downfall, even though they seen time and time again that you know um I've accomplished a lot. They can see that God's hand is really upon me, and they still, you don't even try to harm them. You want the best for them too, and they're still like that. Okay, and it's hard when it comes from a friend, but it's even harder when it comes from your blood and somebody who was right there and see everything you had to go through. You know, seeing everything that you had to go through. But now that I look back, as a kid, these same individuals when I was a kid would do some crazy stuff to me that I had to look like, dang, like God even showed me like they never really was rocking with me like that. So I just have to understand we are not the same. We are not the same. We might have been in the same house, same clothes, eating the same food, same schools, participate the same. We are not the same. We don't have the same spirit. Okay. And it's okay to walk away. I don't give a care if it's your best friend. I don't give a care if it's your mom, your dad. It's okay. It is okay. It is okay to walk away. It really is. And don't feel bad because if they wanted to change or if they wanted to embrace you, they wanted to learn more, they get deeper, they would. They chose not to. I don't give a care if it's someone that you've been with and they switched up on you, all that. Allow it to be. Allow it to be. Okay. So that's what I've been dealing with. That's what I have been learning. Um, I still play in my garden. I still um I still play in my garden. I still um do a lot of other things. I still travel. Um and I think that's about it. Yeah. I think that's about it. Um so I'm gonna get off of here. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully. Oh yeah, I just celebrated a birthday, y'all. I think I should put some of my birthday pictures up there so then you guys can definitely see. Um, but yeah, hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem, y'all. Have